From if the laning phase is everything, then it's not greedy at all.
The courier dying really hurt the most, though, especially for the mid lane.
That was
top.
Definitely silly. Top lane, they're
going
going to go for it, trying to go for the kill onto Solo. Can't quite get it with the reveal onto the Clinks, and still not having his level 6. Can't save himself. He's going to end up going down. They're still going to try and chase Solo as he's slowed down by the Crystal Nova. We'll be able to get it with a power shot long range from ZYD as he makes his rotation over. Still, though, they traded a core for a support. And Ramses, yeah. I mean, he's level 7. Wraith King is nothing to him at this point.
That is a level 3 Wraith King who has boots, does not want to be in this bottom lane. I don't think anybody really wants to be in any of the lanes right now.
Yeah. There is not only a 3K gold lead for Virtus.pro at this point, but pretty similar numbers there in experience.
And Tornado connects.
And just to go for the kill onto the Wraith King, slowed down by the Penitents, clapped by the Hellbear Smasher. Nice shackle shot, though, locking down the two of them. They're splitting up their damage, though. One win for Solo, the other win for no one. No one's going to get the send back. Already got the Shadow Walk away. He's going to be okay. Solo, he'll probably die for it, but he saved his core, and that was what was most important to his heart.
Splitting the damage there was definitely not the play.
No. It would have been a little close, but I think they could have killed the Invoker.
Especially with the silence down. That's just a little bit of a miscommunication. It was such a good setup, too, on the Shackle.
Kling's chased away. Tornado not going to land. Good dodge there by GGG. Run himself away, trying to go for the Javelin build. They're still going to try and chase him all the way down. He does not have the Skeleton Walk, and looks like he's just going to be chased down. The TPs come in, but they immediately are burned out of their mana, and now they're going to separate. Virtus.pro getting greedy, wanting to be able to pick up a kill on both of those supports. Won't be able to find either one of them. They're all going to back up to the shrine. Have themselves a group huddle.
I feel like Roger's not really sure where he's supposed to be. Because all the lanes are sort of just succeeding without him.
It's a good problem to have. As the supports, Roger is going to run into the wrong neighborhood, but Ramsey says, well, it's a nice tornado from no one. Managed to get the EMP out. It's going to burn both of them with the cogs trapped in. Roger, he may not even die. GGG comes in and ends his life, but it is still a 1-for-2 trade out to the favor of VP.
Dude, everyone from VP got a rune here. What was your prediction again?
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
That is... yeah. Incorrect. Virtus.pro got 9. So there's what, 15? Wait, it says by 10. You think it's including? Because most people are picking up at 10, you know, 0.0001 second, you know? You think that's including that?
I think you're done, though.
I mean, Virtus.pro definitely won either way. I'm just saying, did they get 9 out of the first 10 or 9 out of 15?
Ricky picking up runes.
You know,
did you see him? He was not concerned about the runes at all. As the courier goes down,
I mean, he was too busy trying to salvage the laning phase. PYW is going to come in, tries to go over the stun onto Solo, but he's immediately going to get just chopped down by the neutral creeps. And they're all trying to go for the kill onto Solo, but is this really worth it, guys? They are going to be able to get it. They've already traded one away. Pasha's trying to chase down XCJ. Does manage to get the dust. And he does have his level 6. He's going to be able to buy himself sometimes with the tricks of the trade, but coming back in, still revealed. Ramses, meanwhile, chasing down kills onto the Clinks. Jumps over to the Crystal Maiden. Couldn't quite get it, though. The last impetus shot does chase him down, and now the Centaur leading way underneath the tower. Pasha is going to take all competitors on. He will find XCJ deep inside the jungle, eventually revealed by the Sunstrike from no one. Thank you very much.
Ricky sold him out.
He really did.
His Ricky.
Get me out of here, dude. That's what PYW, honestly. Level 4 Wraith King at 11.5 minutes in. I think he just wants to get out of this game.
Yeah. I don't know what his purpose is anymore, just because they got stomped so hard in this bottom lane.
Yeah.
I mean, VP's almost averaging like 2 kills a minute. Nobody really wants to be on this game on the side of Serenity. The bottom lane was an absolute disaster. ZYD lost his courier top somehow, so he's just like, I am supposed to trade evenly in this mid lane, but no one got such a big head start as a result of everything that happened. He's almost got what looks like a Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, this Invoker is having much bigger impact than the Wind Ranger, and that is not a good sign.
Yeah, and they're just kind of running at this clockwork, but not a lot of playmakers on the side of Team Serenity, which is sort of what we were concerned about. As
They're all going for Pasha. They're all going for it, but he already got off the heal, is outside of the range of the smoke. They're going to be able to run him down with a Wind Ranger, though. Thankfully, that hero, he still doesn't have any of his items. He still doesn't have a Javelin or a Mythful Hammer to build into the Maelstrom, but he still does pretty good damage.
Yeah, and without the Force Staff, he's not going to be able to get
bottom lane, trying to go for the real. Ramses do have the Freezing Field. That's going to do a lot of damage to the real one. Managed to get the Cogs pushback. That stops the Freezing Field. Ramses does manage to escape. Roger saves the day and helps them get a double in the bottom lane. Ramses gets one, Roger gets the other, and Ramses will claim the Tier 1 tower on top of that. So Ramses is now at 7k net worth. The Virtus Pro, the Virtus Plow, it just keeps marching on.
VP is just such a good test for every team. It's like,
yeah,
you're going to do some cute stuff? Let's find out if it's any good.
Yeah, Virtus Pro really is like the stress test of Dota 2.
And part of what makes them so good is that they're going to challenge you heavily at every phase of the game. They're a good early game team, very dominant in the lanes, because something I guess that doesn't really get talked a lot about is just the way that they prioritize courier usage. Like you saw in mid lane, I know for most people they don't think it matters, but it was like you allow no one to use the courier a full 20 seconds before ZYD gets to use the courier. Like they always just know where to send things, making sure that people are always winning the regen battle in all the lanes.
Right.
This was most prevalent at ESL Birmingham, where Solo's playing Disruptor, and they're just allowing him to use the courier, and he's just sparing himself more and more salves so that he can win the off lane. It's like stuff like this which just sort of separates them, because they get an advantage everywhere.
Right. Is the courier supposed to, like, does it just change in certain games? Does it allow the strong lanes to continue to win even harder, or does it help shore up the weaker lane? Because here, isn't it shoring up the weaker lane in the Invoker?
Yeah. I mean, they just did a good job of that. He had his Tango set before he even took that fight.
Pasha and no one together will take the Tier 1 mid tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And a smoke wrapping in from the two supports. Solo, his entire army, as well as Roger to lead the way with hookshot.
You lost that rune bet, right?
Oh, I definitely did. It wasn't even close.
I like how confident you sound on that. As Ramses picks up the rune again, as Shackle does not connect, but Pasha in the thick of things.
Tornado comes in, does manage to stop the Freezing Field, but they do manage to finish off the Enchantress finally, but Wraith King get burned out of all his mana. The Magic Stick wasn't actually going to be good enough and doesn't get the mana back for the Reincarnation. ZYD's dead as well. Jin Q is going to be trapped underneath the icy cold fingers of Invoker. GGG. It's the last victim, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. No stuns. All right. Cold Snap was still on cooldown for another 2 seconds, so Serenity only lose 3 heroes inside their own jungle.
It's 15 minutes in, though. They're down 10,000 gold.
Yeah.
Haven't even lost any Tier 2s. They haven't even lost their Tier 1 tower at top.
So
this is still the deficit that exists.
William, which part of this experiment was a failure? Was it the Wraith King support, or was it the core Riki, or were they both failures?
God, there's just so many things wrong with that statement.
I mean, at least we knew why they went Riki and not Bounty Hunter.
Do we, though? It's just kind of... I can't help but laugh, because it's so... I was just like, man, I really hope that they're going to show us what they're all about, some crazy stuff will happen, and then they just kind of fed everywhere. I would like to see what the game looked like without the fed courier at top lane. That's where the real disaster began. Because then it was unsalvageable for your lanes.
Yeah. Like, ZYD screwed up for sure, but then it just got so much worse once the courier died.
Yeah, once the courier died, it was just like, well, mid lane's over. As a mid laner, part of the problem is that you don't want to just give up on the lane.
Yeah.
So you stay around with 200 HP. No one will kill you. This is an offensive Invoker. Plus Wex. He just picks up 2 spells. You die. You mess up once on the win run.
That in part really helps out for their whole entire mid-game transition, right, that we're talking about. Even though they're 11k up, if this game was a little bit more even, this Quox Wex Invoker would actually have a much larger impact around that 15-20 minute marker. Here, he obviously has a gigantic impact, thanks in part to such a strong lead. Mid lane, they are going to be able to kill the Riki once again. A trio of Solo, Pasha, and Roger. And Diffusal Blade is almost up for Ramses. And you said once that is up, then the Phantom Lancer is pretty much online. And now they're going to go Roshan. So things just keep on getting worse and worse and worse for
Hey,
Team
we got
Serenity.
first Roshan. If you had let me done the predictions, though, I would have gotten at least 3 of them.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, I wanted Ramses on both of those.
Did you though?
Yeah.
You should have been louder, more authoritative in your answer.
That's true. It's only the first day of TI. I've got to be... You ramp up the hype. That's what a good playlist does.
Not your workout playlist. I heard your workout playlist.
It's just all hits.
The 250 health now for the Phantom Lancer. That makes it real tough. Tornado in from the side. No one's just begging anybody from Serenity to stick their neck out a little bit too far.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Solo immediately just pops the heal as... Oh, I heard a hook shot.
Yeah, he's spotted with this Ward Sentry combination next to the shrine, but...
Okay, now tier 2
Dire's
towers
middle tower
are
has
starting to
fallen.
fall. We've got a 12k lead.
Radiant's bottom tower
And this is
under
what I
attack.
meant by the lack of
Radiant's bottom
wave
tower
clear.
has fallen.
Is you
Yeah.
can't really stop VP from doing this. This is, I think this is probably the most confusing part of the lineup for me, is that when you get behind, the easiest way to deal with the game is just you push out the other waves, then you force VP to respawn around the map. But because they have no heroes that do that,
I mean, look at GGG. He went for Maelstrom.
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
he-
he
he's-
does that because he's against a PL as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to get what little wave clear he can, but it's just not great. They've got, at most, 1 lane pushed out.
So that means that they were sort of all in on the laning phase going well.
Yeah.
But how could that be possible with the heroes that they have? It just feels like some weird paradox where they just sort of trap themselves. It's like, we gotta win the lanes, but we've got Ricky Wraith King. But we can't lose the lanes because we chose no way to deal with the rest of the game. I know it's become a bit of a meme at this point, like me and
Dire's
killing
bottom
creep waves or
tower
whatever,
is
but
under
it is how you win Dota when you're behind and stuff like that. Like, I saw Mineski, they utilize that. They have 5 heroes that kill creeps.
Yeah.
That may be a little bit overboard, but
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
An alacritied Phantom Lancer. Make short work of the tier 2.
he's got Diffusal and he's got
And-
Heart queued up. He's not even that far from it.
With all these siege creeps coming in as well.
Did they just pop a smoke in front of him?
I think they did. Klink's going to be caught. He's definitely dead.
They're all running from Ramses.
Dire's bottom tower
Nobody
is
wants to
under
fight.
Tried to go for the Shackle Shot. Dodged by the Manta.
I mean, that's why we wanted something like the Lesh or the Tinker, right? So
Yeah.
that they could deal with Ramses.
Riki coming in from the side, trying to go for the kill on Roger. Now PYW is going to be caught. Tornado and EMP, maybe? Or maybe they'll just kill him twice. Ramsey is going to deal with the rest of the team, keeping them back from being able to provide reinforcements to the Wraith King, who will die, sure enough. And with only 2 alive, Team Serenity,
Dire's bottom
I
barracks
don't see this lane of Rax surviving.
They're probably just going to go mid.
And they could probably just rotate into mid. There's no tier 2s up anywhere on the map for Team Serenity, so their complete
Radiant's
base
middle tower
is
under
exposed.
attack.
Get him, siege creeps. Alright. Jump in. Smoke Cloud trying to slow down Roger. Does have the Force Staff, though, to be able to get himself some distance. Has to jump himself away. PYW is going to be slowed down by Ramsey. Still has the Aegis. He's willing to give up his life to be able to get a couple kills here, and he may not even die. Dances out of the freezing field, survives a little bit longer, manages Doppelganger down. No, he actually stays on the high ground, but ZYD didn't know that. So he managed to survive just a little bit longer. Gets back up to half HP thanks to the Spirit Vessel. Diving in against ZYD. Doppelganger keep himself alive constantly. All right, surely now he's going to go down. That will be the Crystal Nova to finish him off. Comes back, full HP, full
From
mana.
behind, the Clinks.
Kling's trying to go for fast kill onto Roger. Instead, it is a fast death for him. All right, well, this is looking like a... Oh, what a chat wheel line from Pasha. Because this is definitely feeling like a great win for him, as just absolutely for nobody. from VP is dying here. Solo managed to get away in just a sliver of HP. Serenity trying to do what damage they can, get a shackle shot. Don't have any damage to follow it up. And GG. So very rough game one for Team Serenity.
That was just one-sided. It really just felt like there was no point in the game where they got online.
Yeah. So what percentage are you going to give this the drafting advantage that Virtus Pro had, or the disadvantage that Serenity had, if you will?
I mean, this was... There were just too many elements that were missing, right?
Yeah.
It's like they didn't have